Manchester United's midfield has once again become a major headache this season, and it's clear the club needs a serious rebuild if they want to climb back to the top of the Premier League. The truth is, United don't have a proper number 6, nor a true number 8. That gap in profiles has a direct impact on their ability to control games. When both central midfield roles fall entirely on Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro in a two-man setup, United often get overrun, especially against teams that pack 3 players in the middle. Casemiro, once the rock shielding everything in front of him, has lost some of that mobility with age, and that leaves a huge burden on a duo that simply can't cover the whole pitch. For years, United's midfield debate has kept circling back to one question: how do you get the best out of Bruno Fernandes while masking his flaws? This season, Ruben Amorim made the bold choice to drop Bruno deeper, pairing him with the veteran Casemiro at the heart of midfield. And to be fair, United's overall results after 11 match weeks aren't disastrous, but if we're being honest, is Bruno actually suited to playing as a central midfielder? The answer is no. Everyone knows Bruno is an attack-minded creator. He's an excellent passer, especially with those long, sweeping balls he loves. He enjoys shooting from distance. He constantly looks to break into the box. Those aren't the traits of a balanced, all-round midfielder. Playing deeper requires defensive discipline, positional awareness, and the ability to cover for teammates. That's simply not Bruno's game. He struggles defensively, often loses his shape, and rarely plugs the gaps that open in front of the back line, which is why United get exposed so often. Even so, Bruno's spot in the starting 7 still feels untouchable, and there are a few reasons why. First, despite his defensive issues, he still produces those special moments. This season alone, he delivered that brilliant assist for Maguire's header to sink Liverpool. Those moments require confidence, feel, and technical class, qualities Bruno has in abundance. Second, he's the captain. Take him out, and suddenly United don't have anyone with the same drive and fire to rally the team on the pitch. And finally, while Bruno hasn't fully convinced as a deeper midfielder, Amorim doesn't have better alternatives. Kobbie Mainoo seems to be on his way out, and Manuel Ugarte has even been publicly criticized by Amorim himself. In comparison, Bruno still feels like the safest option, even if the fit isn't perfect. But it's not like Amorim can't see what's coming. He's already said that after next season, Bruno will have to get used to being rotated more often. And honestly, that makes sense. United will almost certainly strengthen their midfield next summer, and Bruno is now on the wrong side of 30. He can't play every single game forever. What Amorim said is smart, at least on paper, but in reality, we'll have to wait and see. Bruno has been at Old Trafford far longer than Amorim, and his voice in the dressing room still carries a lot of weight. Another big issue is United's lack of a proper, deep-lying organizer. Their build-up constantly breaks down because there's no one dropping in to take the ball off the defenders, stitch things together, and control the tempo. When Bruno and Casemiro have to connect directly with the wingers or the striker, they're forced to deal with pressure, scan for space, and move the ball quickly all at once, leading to rushed passes, turnovers, and wasted momentum. That's why United struggle to keep possession and create clear chances from midfield. Their pressing also suffers because it depends heavily on the structure and energy of the midfield. When the central players can't cover ground, can't close gaps, and can't win the ball back quickly, United simply can't press effectively. A high press becomes risky. The team gets stretched, loses balance, and leaves huge spaces in the middle for opponents to counter into. This is exactly why Ruben Amorim should experiment with short-term fixes to help stabilize the midfield, like pushing Lisandro Martinez into a temporary central midfield role, or adjusting the system so full-backs and center-backs offer more support. These tweaks could help reduce the gaps and take some pressure off Bruno and Casemiro, but deep down, everyone knows these are only temporary solutions. What United truly need is clarity. Identify the exact profiles required to make the two-man midfield work. They need a true number 6, someone who can win the ball, dictate play, and keep the rhythm steady from deep. And they need a dynamic number 8 who can contribute both ways, freeing Bruno Fernandes to focus on what he does best, higher up the pitch. The current backups clearly aren't ready to provide that, which is why searching the transfer market isn't just an option, it's a must. The January transfer window opens in just a few weeks, and that's when Sir Jim Ratcliffe will have the chance to bring in fresh quality for Ruben Amorim. But according to several reports, United aren't planning any big money signings like Carlos Baleba this winter. The risk of making big moves in January is simply too high. There's been talk about a possible loan deal, such as rescuing Conor Gallagher from Atletico Madrid, but even that seems unlikely. Atletico are still fighting in the Champions League and won't want to weaken their squad mid-season. In short, hoping for a January fix to United's midfield problem feels unrealistic. If the club truly want to overhaul that area, they'll have to wait until the summer. That's when the real investment should come. One potential target within England is Adam Wharton. His arrival from Blackburn was the key factor behind Crystal Palace's much improved and more fluid midfield. For Manchester United, Wharton would undoubtedly bring huge value. But he's not a plug-and-play midfielder. He's a bit of a luxury profile, more of an artist than a warrior. To get the best out of him, to let him glide through pressure, dictate play, and create from deep, United would need a proper ball winner beside him. And right now, their ball winner is an aging Casemiro, who may not even be at Old Trafford beyond next June. So if United are serious about signing Wharton and using him effectively, they'll need to plan very carefully. Among all the names being discussed, Elliot Anderson has emerged as the standout option in the current transfer market. Anderson is leading almost every key metric for central midfielders in the league. Most touches, most ball recoveries, most successful dribbles. Those numbers paint a clear picture. He's a complete, energetic, tactically sharp midfielder who could finally fix United's long-standing problems with control and broken build-up play. Put Anderson side by side with Carlos Baleba, and the contrast becomes obvious. Baleba is a classic number 6, powerful, physical, and dominant in duels, but he's still inconsistent, still learning, and still prone to positional lapses. He's a big money investment for the future, while United desperately needs someone who can raise their level right now. That's where Anderson shines. His versatility gives him an edge. He's a hybrid 6'8" who can play as a mobile anchor, offering both stability and progression in a two-man midfield. If Manchester United want a proven profile who can immediately upgrade their midfield within the current system, Anderson should be their top priority. Alongside those names, Manchester United are also keeping a close eye on Julian Stiller. But this won't be an easy deal to pull off. United face strong competition from several major clubs, including Real Madrid, and there are still real questions about whether the young German midfielder can adapt to the intensity and physical demands of the Premier League. Another option on their list is João Gomes from Wolves, a player seen as a potential long-term replacement for Casemiro. Gomes already has Premier League experience, and the chances of him leaving are fairly high, especially if Wolves end up getting relegated. All signs point to the same conclusion. United's midfield puzzle still doesn't have a perfect answer. The opportunities to improve are there, but the question is whether Ruben Amorim, committed to his 3-4-3 structures, will be bold enough to make decisive moves. Will he push for signings like Anderson or Adam Wharton, players who can both plug the gaps and unlock Bruno Fernandes' full potential? Or will United continue to scrape by with temporary fixes, living with the risks every single match? One thing is certain. Whatever direction they choose, Manchester United must be both brave and smart. And with winter approaching, the story of their midfield might just decide the entire trajectory of the season for the club that has lifted the English title 20 times.